Good morning. Today we are going to be making some canned coleslaw. We did make some of this like 6 weeks ago and we just opened a jar of it the other night and it's really good. So we decided to make more with our remaining cabbage and beets that we have. I'm going to have to run to the store real quick and grab some carrots. And you usually find carrots in coleslaw and I really enjoyed them in the last batch. This was our first time trying this recipe and I was a little nervous about it, but I like pickles and I like pretty much anything pickled, and it actually turned out really good. So this is the rest of our cabbage, the rest of our beets, and my one little lone carrot. But like I said, I gotta run to the store and grab some carrots real quick. While I'm doing that, I think he's going to get these all cleaned up and ran through the food processor, and then we will chop the cabbage by hand. So we got the cabbages cleaned up. Still is kind of dirty. Let me rinse that off. There's some rot in the core, but that's all right. That's a nice looking cabbage. So I'm gonna cut the core out. And then all of our scraps go to our animals. It's probably gonna go to the chickens. And then I'm just going to finely shred this and slice it. And then when they get longer like this, I'm just going to cut them in half because I don't want huge pieces in my jars. We have our beets and carrots peeled. I think the beets always look so pretty when they're peeled. And we're just going to run these through our food processor with the grater attachment. So we ran our carrots and beets through the food processor, and now all the beet juice is running into the carrots. Looks kind of cool. I have my cabbage all cut up. That is a lot of cabbage. Now I have to mix these together. So I got my water bath canner out. I'm gonna put half of this cabbage into here. Ideally, I would like to do this outside because this is really messy, but my canopy that I was doing all of my canning and prepping under got destroyed in a windstorm, and I no longer have it. I am very sad about that. I had that for a long time and used it for camping, going places, you know, gonna be outside for a long time, family reunions, stuff like that, canning. And it's just destroyed now, and it is pretty hot outside today, so I can't just go outside and do that. So. Beets are always so messy. Plus I'm always so messy, so that doesn't help either. I probably could have had more beets and more carrots for this. Last time we did shredded onions too when we were harvesting our onions. We don't have that now. Those are already all processed and in the freezer. I have seen this made in addition with kale, Swiss chard, collards, but we definitely had enough cabbage, so I didn't need to pull any of those ingredients. So that pot's pretty mixed up. Definitely could have used more carrots and beets. That's just what we had today. Which I did go buy the carrots, but I couldn't find any beets. And I could have bought more carrots, but whatever. That's what we have. Alright, so for this recipe, we're doing 2 parts vinegar, 1 part water. I'm going to add 1 cup of sugar, 4 cups of red wine vinegar, just because I have a lot of it, 2 cups of apple cider vinegar, 2 cups of white vinegar, and 4 cups of water. So I took a couple tablespoons of pickling spice and ground it in my spice grinder, coffee grinder, whatever you want to call it. I use it for spices. And I'm going to put that in. Last time we left it whole, and we didn't really like it whole, because then when you were like eating the coleslaw, you were like biting into like mustard seed and peppercorns and stuff, and we didn't really like that. That was the only thing we didn't like about that recipe. So I figured I would try grinding it up this time and see how that works. And then I'm going to add some celery seed to this also, but I'm not going to grind that because it's small. And then I'm just going to turn the heat on, mix this all up, and just heat it up long enough till everything is dissolved. And this is what the pickling spice looks like not ground. Some people will salt their coleslaw and then like let it sit for an hour and rinse it to get extra water off. I don't do that. I didn't last time. I'm not going to this time. I'm basically just going to stuff the jars as full as I can and push the coleslaw down. Next, I'm going to pour the brine into the cabbage. I'm probably going to have to make more brine because this is a lot of cabbage. See if there's any air bubbles that need to come out. I think everything was packed in there pretty full. I'm going to take a paper towel, wipe the rims off. I do put vinegar in my water when I'm heating up my lids, and then just wipe it off so you get a nice clean surface to put your lid on. And then I think these are so pretty, and these are just going to go in a water bath for 15 minutes. So I'm all done canning the coleslaw. This is what it looks like. I ended up with 25 pints. I did have to make more brine. I didn't have enough brine for that. And then I didn't even can all of the cabbage. I made a batch of regular coleslaw, and we saved a little bit to saute for dinner. But this is what it looks like, 25 jars. Now I just got to get these all cleaned up, get the rings off, get them labeled, and get them in our storage. I think they still look pretty, even though they're not as pretty as before they went in the canner. That's going to be it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it.